Fish on the lead core. Fish on the lead core. Fish on the lead core. Oh, that's a nice fish. This might be the fish of the day. Woo. Oh, that's fish of the day. That's a wild fish. Oh, I got it. That is either an X-planter or a wild fish. He has a perfect tail. That is just a perfect fish. Look at that guy. Look at that tail. That is just a perfect rainbow. This fish was a planter at some point, but he has adapted to the ecosystem, and he is just as wild can be. Down there feeding on them pond smelt. Howdy folks, Kel Kellogg here. I am up in the Sierras and I am banging the rainbow trout. Started out with large spoons, trigger spoons, going fast, going 2.5 to 2.7, 2.8. It's working real well. We lost the breeze. The sun got higher in the sky. We got glass. The bite slowed down. I responded to the bite slowing down by downsizing. I went from a trigger spoon to a trigger spoon junior, and I slowed down from 2.5 to about 1.8, and bingo, started catching fish again within 5 minutes. All right, here's what I see when I talk to people, when I see people fishing, when I get questions. Okay, I'll get questions like this: what's the best lure to use at lake such and such? What's the best color to use over here? Should I be using 8-pound mono or 10-pound mono? What these kind of questions tell me, guys, is you're overthinking the minutia, you're overthinking the little stuff, and you're overlooking the big picture. Trout trolling, big picture. What are we trying to do? We're trying to elicit a predatory response from the trout. We're trying to fool them. We're trying to get them to attempt to feed, okay? Here are the factors that are really, really important. And it's not whether Uncle Harvey always goes to Lake X and always catches fish on a blue speedy shiner. That is the least thing that I think about when I'm going out to go fishing. I approach it as I'm fishing for trout. I'm not fishing at this lake or that lake. Okay, you could put me in the teleporter and take me and Lucy and the gear I have on this boat right now to Australia or Germany or Pennsylvania to a lake I've never fished, and I guarantee you I'm gonna catch trout because I'm trying to catch trout. I'm not trying to catch trout at this lake or that lake. I'm trying to just elicit a predatory response from trout, okay, if that makes sense. It is very helpful to know what the trout feed on at any given lake. If they feed just on bugs, it's gonna make me change my presentation or start out with a presentation based on color. I'm still gonna start out with spoons going fast or flies going fast. I'm gonna cover water. I'm gonna look for fish. I'm gonna look for an area that I can grind on, that I can, work on some fish and produce strikes. But if it's a bug lake, I'm immediately going to the bright colored stuff. On the other hand, this is a pond smelt lake I'm at now. Well, I started out with pond smelt colored stuff. Your silvers, your 24 karat golds, stuff like that. I'm trying to imitate or give the impression of something that they're already willing to feed on, in this case, pond smelt, a little shiny minnow. So once you've got those factors, straight, and if I don't know what they feed on, I might try one bright lure and one bait fish pattern and kind of let the fish tell me what they want. Okay, once you've got those factors kind of figured out, you need to look at the temperature. If the surface temperature is 65, 66 degrees or below, I pretty much count on there being rainbows right on the surface, especially early, especially late, and anytime there's wind chop on top. If I've got 65, 66 degree water, there are going to be trout right up under that surface chop. That's a given, okay? So the other factors I look to are the areas where I'm fishing. Now, I covered a lot of this lake this morning trolling fast. There's a big bay up here. There's no fish in it, or maybe there are. I didn't mark them and I ain't getting bites. Got a few bites over there. Didn't mark a lot of fish over there, but I got fish early. But where I'm at right now, I'm in a section of narrows. Main body down there, big bay up there, and I'm a bottleneck between the two. Natural place to look for trout. I came through here with the fast stuff. I hooked the fish and lost it, and then I essentially had a double hookup. There you go. They've told me they are here in these narrows. They're feeding in these narrows. They're feeling aggressive, okay? So when you go out, don't think about where you are. Don't think about what other people are using. Don't play follow the leader, okay? Use my method. Big, bold, fast, first thing. Use your electronics. You know, think about what the fish are telling you. Think about the surface temperature. Cover a lot of water and isolate some areas. Maybe you catch fish right away. Maybe the bite stays good for 2 or 3 hours, and then what happened today? You get glass, you get sun, the bite dies, time to downsize and slow down. Watch what's going on. If an hour from now I got 12 miles an hour of wind and I got, you know, some chop, I'm going right back to the fast stuff because it's gonna work again. Fish everywhere, whether we're in Pennsylvania or Australia or Northern California, when the water goes glassy, they get shy. When you got surface chop, they're more aggressive, okay? Don't worry about the little minutia stuff. Should I be using 8-pound mono or 10-pound mono? You should always be using a fluorocarbon leader, always, everywhere, all the time. You should never drop below 8-pound test. I don't like to go above 10 except in some isolated circumstances where I'm fishing for really big fish. Okay, that's my deal. My main line, it could be braid. It could be 25-pound mono. It wouldn't be that fun to catch them, but I'd be just as effective, okay? Don't play follow the leader. Don't get hung up overthinking the minutia. Think about the trout. Think about the conditions, and think about presenting those trout with something that's going to make them want to feed, and always factor in the conditions and condition changes. If it's ripply in the morning, you got some chop and you're doing well going fast, and all of a sudden it gets glassy and they stop biting and you know they're still there, you need to make a tackle change. Subtler, slower, and start generating those strikes using finesse tactics, okay? Approach every trout lake as if you're trying to catch the trout. Don't worry about where you're at. Don't worry about what other people are pulling. It's actually better if you're pulling something that they're not pulling, because you're likely gonna be pulling something the trout haven't seen as much of, if that makes sense. I'm out of here for now. Think about that, ruminate on that. That is going to help you catch more and bigger fish. It's going to help you be more successful, and it's going to let you put up big numbers of fish more often if you think about fooling the trout rather than what another guy's doing or what lake you're at, stuff like that. Come at it from a fishing strategy standpoint, not a minutia standpoint. I'm Cal Kellogg. I'm out of here for now. If you're looking for fishing gear, go on over to FHSfishing.com and you'll find everything you need to hook up. You'll find everything you need to work my method, from speed spoons to trigger spoons to trigger spoon juniors, trolling flies, soft plastics, downrigger rods, lead core rods. We have a methodical way of catching trout. It flat out works. The method came first, the tackle came next. Get some and get your fish on. I'm Cal Kellogg. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back here on YouTube real soon with more fishing trips for trout and landlocked salmon anglers, whether you're in Northern California, Northern Australia, or Germany, or anywhere else in between. Thanks a lot, guys.